champions, you've been asking relentlessly when the striker list was going to come. Well, here it is. Sorry, it took us a few days to actually get our schedule together. We're good to go. Strikers are now. Before we get going, though, I mentioned it in a previous one, but this is this is the first one you're looking at. Keep in mind, this is not gospel. Whatever we rank, these are basically our opinions of it. Doesn't mean that it's exactly what it is. It's what we think of it right now.
Yeah, there are educated guesses, and that's literally all there is. Everyone has an opinion, and this is ours. I mean, this is more of a if you're really wondering on who to work on, maybe look at this for an opinion. But if you like someone more than someone else, that's your opinion too, and everyone can respect that if they want, and they can disagree if they want too. So that's all it is.
Yeah, and I need to reiterate, like, if we rank someone tier 2, that doesn't mean he's bad. Tier 2 is an excellent character. Tier 3 is an excellent character. Tier 4 is pretty bad. Tier 3 is a really good character. The line between Tier 1 and Tier 2 is really, really slim. And a lot of condition can make one go over or under that line. So Tier 2 is still excellent. Hell, a lot of the character I regularly use are some that I would put in Tier 2 of our list.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we probably missed the ball on a couple guys. I think if we go back and look, like we were talking, Stevie Ray, probably more close to Tier 1 than I think we had him at Tier 2. And you know what? Maybe we missed that one going back and hearing what people say.
I probably would have. I ranked him like there based on my personal experience with him, because that freaking Black Destroy move always screw me over. It always ends up making a cascade that ends my turn. If that was not the case, I would have put him much higher, especially if you put like some armor medals and everything. But I always get screwed by that freaking move. And I know it's definitely not happening to everyone, because I talk to a lot of people that love him. But every time I use him, I get screwed by that move.
Yeah, if we rank a guy Tier 4, then and you don't think he's Tier 4, then you can be mad at us, because Tier 4 is, in my opinion, and probably I think yours 2G, where they really suck.
Yeah. Speaking of which, here's our first Tier 4. The Big Show.
Oh, yeah.
He's just an horrible card. I mean, even if you look at, like, I didn't get to preview him, because obviously by then he was already in AEW and they couldn't promote him or anything, so they couldn't even have a preview of him. But I mean, you just look at his moves on the portal and nothing works. No, like he was probably just released like just because like we needed a promoter, the art is done, and we don't really need anything that works with him. But yeah, horrible character, probably one of the worst in the game, or at least as bad as some of the early ones like Ryback and shit.
Yep, and the only reason to level him is for promoter ability. I mean, you will never ever use him unless for whatever reason he's required. But he's an easy slam dunk Tier 4. And if anyone has an issue with that one, then they may need to relook at their roster.
Yeah, I could add a Tier 5 column and put him there.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Although, different story for Icon of WrestleMania Undertaker. Now, he's incredibly difficult to get. Probably the hardest one of all the icons to get, really. Pretty damn good character. Now, I don't have him. I barely played. I probably did like 5 matches with the guy when we did the preview and all. So I have literally 0 experience with him. Based on what I see, though, on the moves and everything, I'd probably put him as either I Tier 2, low Tier 1, probably more low Tier 1, I'd say. Really good character. Just like extremely hard to get.
Yeah, and I put him right there too. I think I put him in Tier 2, but he's up there in Tier 2. You know, he's got the Juggernaut gems, which do I think they do a ton of damage. I know they create a lot of gems, and they do roll break gems, and it just, I know it'll create cascades, but with a striker, it's going to do a lot of damage. He's got low charge moves. He's got a sub. He's got a big finisher. Plus, his promoter skill is excellent because there's quite a few powerhouses that you can use in feud to get his boost.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put him tier 2, but tier 1 is no issue with that. But
Yeah,
he is
probably low tier 1,
hard to get.
I tier 2, something like that.
Yeah, but like you said, he is extremely hard to get. 4 or 5-star silver unlock, which is 4. Was it 4,000 shards or 5,000 shards? I think it's 4.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Either way,
But yeah, it's a lot. I don't see the day I'm gonna get him. And I mean, obviously, I don't do a lot of the stipulation tour. I just don't have enough time to do it, and I'm not a fan of the mode itself. But I don't do it a lot. But yeah,
even if you do the coins to get him, it's not like you're gonna have a lot of them. So
yeah, it's not even the stipulation tour. It's the marquee tour.
Yeah, the marquee tour. Yeah, I know a few that have them and love them, but yeah, for me personally, it's going to be quite a while till I can get them, and I think that's kind of where most people are. But if you've been working on them, definitely something to be excited about when you get them.
Yeah, really good character. I'd say ranking pretty similarly would be the Hall of Fame warrior there. Although I personally don't like him. I definitely see him being again a low tier 1, I tier 2, probably more low tier 1 in this case. But I don't know. I don't have him, but I did play him a little more than usual. With previews, but I don't like him when I previewed him.
Yeah, he's nothing like real flashy. He's probably the second best Hall of Famer behind Hogan.
You pretty much need at least one of his gear.
Oh gosh, yeah, you need both gears. You absolutely, yeah. Without both gears, he's not good at all. Yeah, I completely forgot about the gears. Yeah, you need both gears for him to be good. And if you have both gears and him, you're probably either mad at yourself or you had like a good amount of money to spend over that month because he was not cheap.
Yeah,
I am a big Warrior fan. Plus, he looks cool. Hall of Fame. I mean, he's an icon. So I think the only reason I chased him, I didn't plan on it, but the only reason I did is because his gear and his card both popped up in the
Flash Market
portal. Yeah, Flash Market. Yeah, at the same time, and I was like, I kind of got sucked in. But you absolutely need both gears, and if you have and another rare character, but if you have Motu Andre or Heroic Warrior Andre, he can do about 2 million on turn 1. Which is pretty darn good. Without him, he does, a little over 1 million. So, like I said, he's not a bad character. I put him at tier 2. Without gears, he is tier 3, like hanging on to tier 3. But with the gears, he's closer to tier 1 with Andre with him coaching. Without, he's definitely tier 2. He's a fun character. I mean, he blows up the board. And I mean, he's a striker, so that does a ton of damage. So I love using him just because he looks cool. I got both the gears, and it is what it is. But he's not cheap whatsoever. So the fact that he is that much probably leaves a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. I mean, she left in my mouth too.
I think I got like 300 or 400 shards of him only, and he's 3,000 recruit, I think.
3, yeah, was he? Yeah, I think he is. I think he's 3,000. I don't remember what it was, but
yeah,
I don't know. We're currently in Hall of Fame month, so hopefully they come out with a lot better Hall of Fame characters. I expect they will, but as of right now, being at tier 2, he's only the second best, or I should say, he is the second best Hall of Famer, which is not saying much.
Yeah, I was gonna go with lower tier 1, but I'll go with your tier 2 because you actually have the guy and use him, which I don't. Yeah. So you'll likely know better.
Yeah, and let me reiterate: if you don't have his gears, don't ever chase him because without his gears, he is awful.
Yeah, well, I heard who was it? I was talking with someone earlier today, or was it yesterday? I don't remember. Who was telling me that you definitely at least need one of the gear. And he's got one gear, and he was like, he liked him with one gear. But yeah, definitely. I remember from the preview that like having the gears were a pretty big deal in this case.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. One gear really does it. I mean, the second gear you can just hopefully have an MP bonus somewhere to make up for it. But that first gear with the 50% damage is really the main one. So yeah, I guess one gear is probably not bad because you can make up for lack of MP. But without it, he is not good.
All right, next up, Hall of Fame Hogan. Incredible character, incredible coach as well.
Yeah.
Probably the best of the Hall of Famers.
For sure, yeah. He has been made a lot better with Riddle as a coach now.
I'd say that one is a definite top tier.
Yeah, yep. I would put him at top tier, especially with Riddle, with his gears. I don't have him. Him and Memrock are my the two that I feel like I will never ever get.
Riddle really boosted quite a few characters.
Yeah. Yep. I think no doubt top tier. I mean, I guess if you don't have the gears, maybe tier 1 still, but I think top tier with the gears.
And this list is starting to look like the list of all the characters I'm missing right now, except Big Slow. But yeah, I don't have him either. He would be at the top of my list from those I don't have. I mean, the character itself is really, really damn good, and I mean the coaching ability. It's like plus 15% gem damage of all colors.
Yeah, I would be at the top of my list too.
Put that with Santa Hogan on any damage dealer or a character that blows board, and holy crap!
Yeah. No, he's a very fun character, and I know he benefits from a lot of different bonuses for feud with Power Gem and MP and move damage, and yeah, everyone who has him absolutely loves him. So for sure, top tier.
Yeah. Next up, Drew, the Sluag, which was a freak actor, and if I must say, he was one of those good freak actors we got again.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think he's actually as high as tier 2. I think
that's what I would put him, tier 2.
Okay.
A pretty damn good freak actor, and again, one that got a nice boost from Riddle.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. I think with Riddle, he's easy tier 2, but power gems and moves that just recycle each other. I don't see how you couldn't put him at tier 2. Now, he doesn't hit for a real big amount, but that's why he's tier 2. He could probably finish you on turn 2, maybe 3. But for a free character, yeah, I liked him a lot.
Like the fact that they released Riddle after kind of countered the fact that he lost the pretty nice bonus that he had during his month. Because like with his monthly bonus, he was really damn good, and he kind of lost a little bit of it after it, and he kind of got it back with Riddle.
Yep. Yeah, with feud perks and Riddle at 5-star gold in a feud, you won't be mad with that moveset.
Yeah, I mean, for quite a while, I was saying that a character like NWO Brett was probably one of the best striker free they gave. I'd say now it's probably him.
Yep, I agree.
And it's Drew. I mean, who doesn't like Drew? Plus, the model looks pretty cool. It's an original zombie, and he looks pretty cool. So, for those that like zombies.
At the time, I had no idea what a slaw was or whatever that
I went and looked it up. Like the moment we saw the information about it before I did the preview, and I think I even mentioned it in the preview. But yeah, I went on Wiki and I looked what that meant. Like I figured it was probably some Scottish slang or something like that. Like it had to be, but yeah, I was wondering what the hell it was.
All right, glad I wasn't the only one.
Which I don't even remember now. I think it's like a Scottish ghost or something like that, if I remember well.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Something like that, yeah.
All right, next up, Afa. I can't stand Afa. I'd say he's definitely a tier 1, at least from what I think. People love him. I just can't stand him. And not because he's not good. I don't know. It's not even a moveset that I don't like. I can't say what I don't like. I just can't feel that guy. And but I'd still put him tier 1.
Yeah, he's definite tier 1. My guess is you don't like him because he's a turn 2 guy. Turn 1, it's unless you get lucky or you get a 5 match or something, you can't really.
That could be it. I also don't like legends to begin with, but I'm not one that tend to care who the character is. Like, I care what the character does, not so much, like, I don't look at the character models and stuff like that when I play, so it's really more about what the character does and who he is. But I don't know, the legends, they sometimes still get me that I tend to not care about them in general.
Okay, yeah, and that makes a difference for some people, but he is a tier 1 guy, but he just does his damage on tier 2, but it's immense damage. And you know, he's got a link with a bunch of guys. He's got a good coach ability.
Yeah.
He's a monster, and no issue with anyone taking him to 5-star gold.
That was definitely probably one of the best months of the year, with Sika being an insanely good free character and him being a tier 1 guy. I mean, that was like a really, really good month.
Yep.
I don't remember how easy it was to complete or hard. I don't think it was that hard, because I see a lot of free-to-play with Alpha.
Yeah,
but I don't remember well.
Yeah, I don't think he was super easy to get for shards, but I think the contest itself, a decent amount of people got him. But I think he's got 2 very good movesets.
I remember well. That was back when the Chase was still 4-star gold, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah,
tier for sure.
Can't stand him, but I would still put him tier 1.
Yeah, you probably can't stand him because you're used to more turn 1 guys, but yeah, he's a tier 1 for sure. Win on turn 2. If not, if somehow you don't win on turn 2, it's almost guaranteed turn 3. But yeah, really, really fun, good character.
Right, next up, Strowman. Strowman, I would actually put at low tier 2. Like almost tier 3. I kind of feel like he definitely have a moveset, like he recycles well. His move flow is pretty good too, but he just doesn't have that big damage.
Yeah, he kind of actually reminds me of Omos, just much less powerful. Omos has those very low charge moves. Same with Braun. But he just doesn't hit nearly as hard. He doesn't make the power gems, but he does multiply gems, and obviously you can turn those into higher multiply gems with Mem Rock or Matt Hardy and whatever. But the move charge I think are 2, 3, and 4, and I think he even has a 5. But he's fast. He just doesn't really hit super hard.
Yeah,
maybe at 5-star gold he's turned 2, 3-ish. I put him at tier 2 as well, though.
Yeah, I'd put him tier. I think he's too good to be tier 3, but I definitely put him like in the lower half of tier 2. I love his coach ability. If you have Memrock or Zombie Lashley, I mean, plus 25% yellow damage is like pretty damn good for those characters.
Yeah, he's right there with Drew. I think. You have it set up where Warrior's tier 2. I think I put him tier 1. I can't remember now, but he's not better than Warrior. So in that regard, he's not. They're not on the same plane.
Yeah, Warrior would fit like right in the middle there, like right between 1 and 2.
If you if Braun's your best striker, don't hesitate to take him 5-star gold. There's no issue. Plus, his coach ability is really, really useful on a lot of characters now.
Yeah.
He needs a gear. I think he's short of being very good with just 1 gear.
Yeah, he needs a gear like adds a 10% black damage, something like that.
Yeah.
Just so that he hits a little stronger. Like, doesn't need a gear that boosts by much, but I mean, there's so many other strikers that hit for so much at pretty much the same speed that he's just missing that hump.
Yeah, kind of like how Luke Harper used to.
Yeah,
something in that realm where he just he creates a lot of multiply gems and all that, but just doesn't have a huge hit. I think he would benefit from a gear that was like your multiply gems are +2 instead of ×2 they'd be ×4. I think that would help him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have been a pretty different conversation had we had it like 9 months ago, because I feel like the last like 6 to 9 months really saw a big jump as far as character damage. it feels like there was really barely any bad character released in the last 6 to 9 months. They all hit like trucks, and it kind of underwhelmed all the others. Like I said, like 9 months ago, he probably would have been a tier 1 guy.
Yep.
But nowadays, there's just so many that do more.
Yep. A lot of good strikers now. So, but again, like you said at the beginning of the video, there's nothing wrong with tier 2.
Yeah, tier 2 is still very damn good.
Yep.
Goldberg, heroic human jackhammer. I put him at tier 3. Again, a free character, not a bad character, but not a lot of damage and really some kind of decent chance at cascade that are going to end your turn.
Yeah, my issue is I put him at tier 3 as well. He's very close to tier 2, but his move charge are just way too high. Finishers at 14. Of course, you can get there with a different move, but it's going to cause a pin. You're not going to break 14-ish gems and not get a pin. At least most cases you're not. But he does do a lot with his immobile gems. Does have a nice bonus with those. One of those bonus gem damage moves, and he creates a lot of immobile gems. So he is close to tier 2. If that finisher was more like 10 MP,
yeah,
I think he might be tier 2. And also his move damage is absurdly low. It's like I don't even think he has a move above 20k.
Yeah, I mean he's a great option for free to play, but then again, you have Drew. You're better off with Drew. If there wasn't Drew, I'd say work on him as your free striker, but there's Drew.
Yeah.
So unless, and if I remember well, the Motus were after the zombies, or were they before? I don't remember.
I think they were before.
Yeah, I think they were before. But either way, if you miss the zombie month and you don't have Drew, go for Goldberg. If you do have Drew, go for Drew. But yeah, he's one, like, as opposed to Drew, he's one that was pretty good during his month, that he had his buffs and everything. But once they went away, he didn't get a riddle to get them back.
Yep, very true.
So that's pretty much like, he suffers from something helping him from recovering from losing those buffs.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for Goldberg. Now, Stunning Steve Austin. I'd say that one, like, I would put him tier 1, really close to being top tier.
Yeah, he really is. He's basically a cascade away from being tier or top tier, because he's mostly a turn 2, sometimes even turn 3. Because you got to earn. I'm sorry, not a cascade. His submission. You got to do his submission on turn 1 in order to really hit big. But boy, when he hits big, he hits for like 3 million plus damage.
Yeah, and you can make it last. And like, if you got an opponent that you're not worried that he's going to get you if you let him have a turn, you can really just make it last and really fuck him up.
Yeah, you gotta have his juggernauts go off twice and hit the sub. So you can't do that turn 1. It's normally to get his biggest move.
Yeah,
it's going to be turn 3, which is alleviated because he has a sub. But against one charge guys or even 2 charge guys, it's going to be a tough win. But man, when he hits, he hits for top tier damage.
He's not a turn 1 guy. He's a good, I don't want to say good. He's an awesome turn 2 win and a completely blow your shit up turn 3 win if you go up to there. So,
and I think a lot of times if you say someone's turn 3, that puts them in the tier 2 category. But
but you can get the win on turn 2 though. That's the thing.
Yes,
exactly. So that brings him up, because tier 3 is really to overdo it. Turn 3 is to overdo it, but you can definitely get the win on turn 2.
Yep.
And it's super fun.
If you hit your move turn 1 and get pinned on your opponent's turn, then your Juggernaut gems go off on turn 2 instead of turn 3. So,
yeah, I love them, and that's an era I typically don't like. Although it's Austin, which everybody loves Austin. He was in later eras, so for me it's not that much a new gen.
Yeah, but it was the WCW version of him. So
yeah.
or actually maybe he was even WWF with Stunning Steve. I think he was. Well, he was a Hollywood Blonde.
Yeah.
Right? With Pillman.
Hollywood Blonde, yeah.
Was he ringmaster when he came here, or did he have a gimmick before that? I can't even remember.
I don't remember. I didn't watch back then, so.
Yeah, well, either way, New Gen, an era that badly needed someone. So
yeah.
They got one. Again, if you need a guy to take to 5-star gold and you have him, that's probably going to be your
guy. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. Another one that is a pretty good card that I just don't like.
Yeah, and the reason, at least in my opinion, is he came out before 5-star gold, and before 5-star gold, he was a damn good character, but the damage doesn't scale to 5-star gold at all. He's still fun to use because he's got low move charges. You can actually use the Banks plate on him or the Boss plate on him and be like a turn 3 where he hits for quite a bit of damage. But lower charge moves, it just, again, doesn't, just like we were saying with
Braun.
Braun, low charge moves, but doesn't hit for a ton. Fun to use, but against the 5-star gold, he's going to need 3 turns. I put him tier 2 still. He's right there actually with Braun.
Yeah, that's what I was putting him to, tier 2. I mean, I definitely can see the worth. I didn't like him back when he was considered better. Even like him less now. I haven't even leveled him that much. I think I leveled him up to 9k or something like that just to get his coachability.
Yeah.
But
I remember he came out with what's his dad's name? Peter Maravilla.
Yeah, that's not his dad.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Or it's Rock's grandpa. That's what.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Because the Peter Maravilla is the dad of the Rock's mom.
They're kind of similar characters, obviously Maravilla is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not making what I told you.
Same family tree.
But family, there you go. So they both have low charge moves, but again, they came out before 5-star gold, and they just lack that big punch. But he's still really fun to use. Looking at this list here, I see Warrior at tier 2, but man, he's head and shoulders above the 3 we have on there. I feel like we should move him to tier 1. But
yeah,
either
I was starting to. He's starting to look a little bit out of place there. So let's put it. Anyway, we said from the start he's low tier 1, high tier 2. So we can move him all night long.
You need a picture of him with his gold gear, because then that's when he's good.
Yeah, I definitely need a picture with the gold gear.
Yeah, but as far as Rocky, I completely agree with, or I don't agree with not liking him, because I actually do like using him, but he kind of has to be 5-star silver to start doing real good damage. At 5-star gold, he actually hits a ton. He can destroy any 5-star silver, but yeah, that's just, he can't do that 3 million until turn 3, and by then it's probably too late.
Yeah. But I'd say he's definitely not one you're gonna want to put your resources in, unless he's the best you got, though. But again, tier 2 is not bad. I mean, tier 2 is really damn good. Erik, I think that one is like a bottom tier 3. I'd put him after Goldberg.
I hate this character with a passion, and I don't know if you remember, but I don't even remember what event it was, but there was an event a few months back. It was after he came out that he was in a bag where it was like a really good bag, but if you scrolled down, you saw his shards in it. And I remember when we were looking at the event, we're like, wow, in the faction event, you got a ton of these bags, like 100 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
And we're looking at it, and we're like, oh, this is going to be great. And then you scroll down and you see Erik shards, and we're like, wait a minute. There's the catch. It's going to be Erik shards. And you open it, and almost every freaking thing in that bag was shards for him.
And I was super thrilled. Like, when he was released, I was super thrilled because I like the Viking Raiders. And I mean, I like the Viking mythology overall. I mean, out of business selling medieval stuff for 10 years. Yeah, and like,
how do you like the character, though?
That's the thing. Like, I went for him when he was released because of like him as a character, which I don't normally tend to use. And oh my god, I don't like to use him.
Yeah,
like, he's random. The moves really don't hit that hard. He always cause freaking cascades. pretty much anything you're going to do is going to end your turn, and it's not going to do 100K doing it.
Yeah, his coach ability is worthless.
So
he's tag with the Vikings and Raiders, which I don't think is a great tag at all. But I despise him, and I know I'm wrong here, but I put him at tier 4. But I'm kind of biased. I just don't think. I think if you have him, then you probably also have Braun. You probably have Drew. You have Roman. You maybe have Alpha. And I think if you have those guys, they are way better than him. Now, truthfully, he's probably a tier 3 guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you say you would have put it at tier 4, because I was about to say, was he any other class than Striker, I would have put him at tier 4. But just the fact that he's Striker and he gets that Striker gem damage edges him up to tier 3.
Yeah. The only reason to level him is you probably have a decent amount of shards and you don't have to waste TP in an event where you can enhance a striker. That is the only reason.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't. I mean, his trainer ability sucks, or coach ability sucks. His link isn't great. The character, he pins way too much. I just tier 4, but I mean, I can see tier 3. But either way, I would not waste your time on him. Now, there'll be a few out there probably that'll chime in on the comments being like, oh, I have a 5-star gold. You're an idiot. He's awesome. Listen, he probably is good at 5-star gold. I'm not arguing that, but he's not worth taking up over Braun or Rocky or
Drew.
Yeah. He's just
not even go. I'd put Goldberg over him. Not that Goldberg is bad, but I definitely put Goldberg before.
You just like Vikings, and that's why you want to take up, and nothing wrong with that at all. Don't take him up.
Andre, I gotta say, I remember nothing about Andre. I actually looked his moves up before, because I rewatched my preview, but yeah, like I did the preview. I obviously don't have him. I've never faced anyone with him. I'm not even sure I know someone. Well, I'm sure I know someone that has him, but I don't know someone that talks about him.
Well, he might be one of the rarest characters in the game. I can't remember how he was released. Was it like, I feel like it wasn't very long, because
it was like out of the blue.
Yeah,
it was like the Giant and whatever with Becky. Like the same week as Becky, they released like both, and he was like, if I remember well, a pure cash event or a pure money spent event that you couldn't earn him any other way.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Came kind of out of nowhere.
With him.
Yeah,
they released a play with him that doesn't really do a ton for him,
but does for Sika.
Does for Sika. Yeah.
So I don't remember anything about him. I mean, for looking at him and looking at my preview, I'd say he's probably like pretty damn good, like upper tier 2, lower tier 1. But I'm definitely not sure about it, because I barely have any other experience than 4 or 5 matches.
Yeah, if I remember right, I think he is very equivalent to Powerhouse China as a male. So a decent character. I think I put him at tier. Or I did put him at tier 2. I don't have him either. I don't have nearly. I think I'm like at 400 shards, if that. Maybe a character I never get unless they start giving him away. But he actually is a decent character. With his gear, sure, makes him a little better, but he's not going to be taking out a 5-star gold on turn 1, or probably not even turn 2 either. But with the right medals and trainers, he's right there with Braun.
Yeah, let's put him in tier 2, although with a big question mark, because there's just so little data. Like I never heard anyone. I mean, we're talking to a lot of players on a daily basis. I never heard anyone using him. So.
Oh no, I haven't either.
I'm sure Ed has him, but like I barely ever hear anyone talking about it. There's probably really not a lot of people that have him.
No, he's very, very rare, but he puts the bottom 4 rows, I believe, into blast gems, and then he can destroy all those. And Powerhouse China is not a bad character, so he does about what she would do as a striker. I think his move damage is a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But I mean, a tier 2 character is still decent. Like I said, he's right there with Braun and Drew. No one that you would be super, super excited about, but he's an extremely rare character. So if anything else, you can have a character that hardly anyone has.
I don't even remember what's his training or coach ability.
It's something with cross break gems. I believe it's damage for them, and I don't remember the exact damage, but that's why I said Hall of Fame Warrior does a lot better with him as a coach. I want to say it's like 70 to 100%, somewhere in there. At max, it's probably 100, 125%. But yeah, he makes Hall of Fame Warrior a slam dunk tier 1.
Yeah. All right. Oh, look at what we have left. we're done with a lot of tiers now.
Yeah.
Macho King. I mean, that's. Do we even need to talk about him? Like, way top tier guy. Really damn good card. You probably never get a turn against him unless you're really unlucky with your starting board. I mean, if you're feuding, just put double MP trainer on him and you'll still be turn 1.
Yep.
I mean,
the only way you'll get a turn is if you have the anti-skip strap, and even then,
yeah,
it's not an easy win, because once he even gets one juggernaut gem.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, his juggernaut gems are so damn good. If the juggernaut ends and they go off, you're completely screwed, because now those power gems are insane. But I can't even say that I barely ever see it go up. Like, it never goes up to that third turn. Like, they never end up, like, my juggernaut never ends up ending. I always win before.
Even before they go to the last one, you mean? Well, it's only 2 turn juggernaut gem, not 3.
Yeah, but like they barely ever end up ending. I always get to win before. Because it's the finisher, it's for a truck to begin with. So the moment you do have those few power gems on before they get boosted, that plus the amount that the finisher does to begin with is normally more that there. And I put armor on it also. Just those two combined, you don't even need that extra turn to get them boosted. That it's gonna hit for more than he's gonna be able to kick out of.
Yeah, in feuds on turn 1, as long as I use him with NWO show, Big Show coaching, because he adds black gems.
That's black, yeah.
Yeah, and I find that extremely useful, because, I mean, probably 75-80% of the time I will have a black match on turn 1.
Yeah, I do that too, just to be sure.
Yeah, so his skip turn is turn 1, and so is his jug move. So you hit those turn 1, and then you swipe, and then it's over, match over. So, and if you don't, bring a show of heart for black with you just in case, and then you're groovy. But man, so he was tier 1 before boss battles hit. And once boss battles hit, I mean, he was literally the key to getting those done.
Yeah, I mean, boss battles, it was like, what do you need for a boss battle? Well, you need someone to take care of blue, and you need Macho to take care of the character. Like, like you need someone with Macho, and then the rest.
Yep. Yeah, as long as you had him, you were all set. So he's phenomenal to use.
Top tier, excellent character.
Yep. If you have him, he should be automatic.
Yeah.
That's a decent coachability, useful for a lot of characters.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of characters that use both the, if I remember well, it's purple and red.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I use them a lot. Even if you don't need both, most of the others, like there's a lot, like for example, for red, you got Typhoon with 15. You don't have anyone with 20. You do have, I think it's Stacy Keebler that adds a flat 2200. But other than that, it's 15 with Typhoon, so you got Macho with 20. But yeah, again, not a common character by any stretch, but damn, he's a good one.
Yes, he is. Slam dunk tier 1.
Speaking of great character, Embrace the Vision, Seth Rollins. I put him like right on the edge between tier 1 and top tier. The only reason I wouldn't put him top tier is because of the other characters in top tier. I'd say he's definitely a top tier 1. With both gears, he is a master class of a character. I love him.
Yeah, I do too. I would put him at top tier if you have a tier 5 black move percentage medal and both gears. I think if you have those, I think he's easily top tier. He's probably not as good as Macho, even with all that, but he's probably still going to get you a win on turn 1. So
definitely on the edge of both.
Yeah. I mean, even with a tier 4 medal and both gears, he's probably 9 times out of 10 going to get you a win on turn 1. And when I say that, I mean against a 5-star gold. So yeah, I don't see an issue with him being a top tier. Even, I think you do need the gears, but the medals probably aren't as important if you have the gears. I think another key would be, is it Asuka?
Yeah.
That is trainer? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have all those elements, he is a turn 1 behemoth.
Yeah, I think the second gear is the one that boosts the finisher damage.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that like I think most of us that do have him and didn't plan on getting him that high that soon, but we also didn't expect to be a possibility of getting the second gear when they had the Hall of Fame event and that gear was on the prize wall. Well, I know, like I wasn't planning on making him. I liked him very much, but not having that second gear didn't put him on my list of possibilities for 5-star gold. Then there was that event, which was not easy, but was definitely not among the artists we've seen or the most expensive we've seen. And I was like, really? I mean, they made the gear that, and you didn't even needed, like, I don't remember how many it was, but like, you didn't need to max the event to have enough tokens to get the gear. It was not one of the higher tier rewards. Yeah, I was like, really? What the fuck?
Yeah, it certainly wasn't free, but it was at least attainable. And boy, I wish they would do that for other gears down the road.
Yeah,
this brand new event we got coming up for Hall of Fame has gears for Dusty Rhodes,
which no one's gonna get.
Yeah, it seems like it's extremely expensive. So hopefully down the road we see a gear like this available.
Yeah, I remember when I did my when I read the blog and did my video, I was for some reason I kind of saw it as shirts, and I was like, well, I never got that many shirts last month. There's no way we're gonna get it. And then I thought, oh shit, no, it's not shirts, it's medallion. Well, fuck that.
Yeah,
that's even harder to get.
Yep, I know how much I spent this month, and I don't think I even had half that as much as it would require. So
no, I spent a fortune and I had a third of that.
Yeah, so just either way.
Given I didn't go specifically for those offers, but still.
Yeah, they make gears available down the road, like they did with Seth. That would be great. But Seth and Macho, if you have both, take them both. If you only have one, probably Macho. But I think they're both top tier. Like I said, with Seth, he does have a few, I guess, quirks to him where he needs this, and this. But I can see an argument for top tier even without Asuka training or a medal or his second gear. I mean, I've still seen people win on turn 1 without all 3 of those things. He still does incredible damage.
Like both Seth and Austin could definitely be at top tier. The only reason I'm putting them there is just because I don't think they're at the same level at the other guys in top tier. But they definitely would definitely deserve to be there. Like they're really like a hair away from being top tier themselves.
Yep.
And their main flaw is that they're just not as good as the other guys that are definitely there.
Yep. And I think the next guy has, you can say the same thing about him.
Yeah, I would like almost, since we're getting on him, he's another one that a lot of people are going to say, nah, he's not exactly top tier, he's tier 1. I put him top tier for the simple reason that I played a lot of matches with him. I loved him. I would definitely put him at tier 1 or even tier 2, depending on which movesets you use. If you use the power gem set, which the fuck are you doing if you're not? He definitely needs to go top tier for a simple reason. I have not had a single match that an opponent had a turn. Not one. I have always fucked them up before they had any chance at doing anything. That alone puts him at top tier for me.
Yep, I agree. I think he's top tier. I think he does. Here's my synopsis on him. If you have Hogan, Santa Hogan, at 17K, he gives you that extra MP. So now in a feud, all you need is a line bonus with +1 MP, which they have. It seems like almost every feud they have.
Yeah.
If you have that and offensive feud perks, you don't need an MP trainer, and all 3 of his moves are going to be turn 1. Yeah. And you can do about 2.7, somewhere in there, million damage on turn 1. And if you go double armor, it's a guaranteed win. Yeah. So, he's turn 1. Now, if you don't have Hogan at 17K,
and there's no reason not to go double armor, because he's not about, well, at least for the power gem build, he's not about power. He's not about gem damage. So there's really no point not going armor unless you really don't have good ones. But even then, just farm level 2s. They're going to be better off than level 4 Furies anyway.
Yeah, he does break. What I think 10, 12 gems in his moveset. So, I mean, he does kind of rely on a little bit of gem damage, but the defensive one, because you're going to do about at 5-star gold, you're going to do about a, 1.2, 1.5 million pin at least. And with double armor, you're going to get the pin. So, I think you do need, to be sure, you do need that extra MP for him to be a slam dunk at tier 1.
Yeah.
But even if you don't, say you have to use 1 MP trainer to get him, to get like the power gem move loaded on.
You're making so much of them, even if they're doing less because you're not using 1 trainer for them, they're still gonna destroy anyone.
Yep, and with a skill plate, you got a choice of like 3 skill plates: Eternal Positivity, the Smell What the Rock is Cooking. You got the Sid plate. The 2. I like the 2 MP plates because you can, if for some reason on turn 1 it doesn't work for you, you're loaded. Probably all 3 moves are loaded, if not 2 of the 3 are loaded on your second turn. Yeah, for sure, without a doubt. And then you're going to definitely win. But he is so fun because he's so low charge, and you can do for sure 3, if not 4 or 5 moves in 1 turn before you force a pin. And the only thing I don't like about him is I wish the move that destroyed red gems was a choose and not random. Because I've seen, I'm sure you've seen this because you use them plenty. I've used them plenty too, and that, more times than not, or more times than you'd like, will cause a pin, and then it kind of.
And that's funny because
you're still going to do a ton of damage with it. That doesn't mean it's like, oh crap, this match is screwed. You're still doing like 700, 800K, and with double armor, they may not kick out of that either. But ideally, you'd like that not to cascade.
And it's funny because it seems that for my virtual luck, 4 is the sweet spot. Because like I said, anytime I use Stevie Ray that destroys 5, it fucks me up. It always cascade, always, every single time. But with Almost, which also destroys random, but he destroys 4, never. Well, I think it happened once, but barely ever cause any cascades for me. It's only 1 gem difference. And it's the exact same thing I can't stand about Stevie Ray, but for Almost, it never happens.
It did for me. I took him to 5-star gold right away in his event because I just was excited I'd get him there. And I did a bunch of matches in the tour, and I would say 30% of the time it would cascade. But like I said, if it does, it doesn't mean you're screwed, because it still does massive damage. And with double armor, you're probably still going to get the win. It's just like in a feud, you want the most damage, right?
Yeah.
That's when you'd be like, crap, I wish I could do this, 1 more. So I wish those were choose instead of random, but that's kind of nitpicking. I think he's top tier.
I haven't leveled him yet. Like I got him like 2 hours before the end of the event, and I actually had to max out the talent part to, well, close to max out the talent part, just to get the last few points to get the bags and have enough shards to recruit him. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on him on talent up for sure.
Yeah,
And I'm sure once he's maxed out and everything, then I'm gonna get screwed by the board, and I'll get all those cascades I didn't get first.
Yep, there you go.
But yeah, top tier guy.
His event was pretty decent. It was pretty generous. I think if you didn't get him, you're probably over 1,000 shards. Even if you didn't spend any money, maybe if you're in a lower faction, maybe you're not quite there. But pretty good event for him, I think. Or I hope. I guess his shards will be available, hopefully, so people can get him. But if you get him, take him 5-star gold because he is a fun character, and he's a modern. He's a relevant character.
Yeah.
Who knows for how much longer, but he's currently
yeah. As of a few weeks ago, he was relevant. I don't know when we're going to see him next, but
yeah.
I mean,
I gotta ask though, why do you call him Almost? You know his name's Omos, right?
I know. Like I always say almost.
Is it your accent, or do you think his name is Almost?
No, it's probably the accent.
Oh, okay.
It's I always say almost. That and the fact that, like, it's kind of automatic in my head, like it's just a wordplay with almost.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that. Yeah.
Like when I did my stream for the new year, like I called it like it's almost the end of the year, and it was a stream for almost. And yeah, I always it's one of those that I know it's not the right pronunciation, but I just so used to do it that I still won't pronounce it right every time.
Like Fearpo.
Yeah. Well, Fearpo's now is how I always said it.
I thought it was Furpo.
I always say Fearpo. Well, it could be fire. Well, I don't know. Fire-pro. I don't even know where that comes from. I don't know if it means something.
We're getting off on an odd tangent now, but
yeah,
yes. almost is almost the best striker in the game. Almost.
So I mean, looking at that screen, it was a hell of a year for strikers. I remember last year I didn't know who to level for striker. Even like 9 months ago, I didn't even know who to level for strikers. Now we got a lot of good options, and again, we had some great free options too.
Yeah, I was surprised Hogan was this year. For some reason, I thought he was last year, but he must have been in January.
Yeah, he was pretty early in the year.
Yeah, but yeah, really strong year for strikers, especially the top tier and tier 1. Phenomenal characters.
Yeah.
I think going forward, we're going to see strikers that do, at least this is my opinion, that do more of what Omos does, where it's maybe low charge, but each turn can hit you with something big.
Yeah.
It seems to be, more of a trend of what they're doing, where they don't want your guy to be turn 1, but he can be if you're, a little bit lucky and have the right trainers and kind of everything goes well. But characters like Omos and like Demon Balor and Sammy, characters like that, if they keep bringing out characters like that are really fun to use and can really hit you hard, I think people are going to be really happy about that.
I think we had as much as the previous years, it was always like same thing, like they were always choose characters and then like just throw a little gimmick on top of it, and it was all similar character. This year was pretty good as far as original, well, not necessarily original moveset, but they were pretty different from one to the other.
Yeah, for sure.
There was definitely more creativity as far as movesets. And also most characters this year's have at least 2 very good movesets. As opposed to a few years ago where it was like, here's the moveset and don't use anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times it was, 2 of one color and 1 of the other. But now you see a lot of triple of one color or multicolor, 3 multicolor sets. So, yeah, it's fun to mix and match that way. I think a lot of people would agree, though, that they wish these characters were a tad more attainable.
Yeah.
That's probably the only... I think the striker class and maybe the trickster class were the most expensive to get.
Yeah. Well, that's
like Austin and Hogan and Macho and
those,
and of course Andre. and Warrior. My gosh, they were very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at those, and I mean, that's some pretty damn good tier 2 right there. Like that's it's really more because you got to separate them. But yeah, I mean, but anyway, we said it. Tier 2 is not bad at all.
Yeah, it's also a down payment on the house.
Yeah.
So a little bit more available going forward, but a great year for strikers.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's our strikers. And holy crap, we almost went an hour going at those. And we got females left, guys. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Punisher for doing this again. If you guys are not already a sub, make sure to do so to be kept aware when I post new stuff. If you haven't seen the other class we did, I got a playlist specifically with just those rankings for 2021. We have, like I said, the female one left. We did the other class before that. If you have any comment, leave them. If you like the video, leave a like and share. See you guys. G out. Ciao.